The last broadcast. In the quiet town of Eddington, an eerie silence coated the night like a thick fog. Everyone knew to stay indoors when darkness fell, not because of crime or the usual fears that plague small towns, but because of the radio station on the hill, WEDD 101.9 FM. Abandoned since the 70s, the station would inexplicably come to life each night at precisely 3:03 a.m., broadcasting a static-filled rendition of a nursery rhyme that twisted through the shadows like sinister whispers. Sara, a journalist with a thirst for the unknown, arrived in Eddington hungry for a story. The haunted broadcasts of WEDD seemed like the perfect subject. Equipped with her recorder and a curious heart, she drove up the moss-covered hill to the station on a particularly bleak night. The building was an ancient relic, windows boarded up and ivy strangling its crumbling walls. Sara pried open the door, her flashlight beam slicing through the pervasive darkness. The musty air inside was thick with the scent of decay, pressing down on her like unseen hands. She set up her equipment in what looked like the main broadcasting room, broken records and ancient tapes strewn about like the detritus of a bygone era. The old equipment seemed impossibly well preserved, despite the surrounding decay. Sara felt a chill crawl up her spine as her watch beeped 3:02 a.m. She pressed record. A static hiss filled the room, growing louder, more insistent. As the minute hand slipped to 3:03, the static morphed into a melody, soft and haunting. It was the lullaby, clearer now inside the very heart of its origin. Sara's heart pounded in her ears as she listened, recording every note. Suddenly, the room grew cold, breath visible in the air, her flashlight flickering madly. Through the dense static, a new sound emerged, a whisper. But it was no ordinary whisper. This was a voice filled with malice, chilling in its intensity. "Why do you listen, Sara?" The mention of her name froze her to the spot. The voice continued, a sinister giggle now accompanying the lullaby. "Come find me," it beckoned. Compelled by fear and an unshakable curiosity, Sara followed the sounds to a narrow hallway, her flashlight beam trembling. The whisper grew into a cacophony of voices, all chanting her name. "Sara! Sara!" She came to a small, dark room at the end of the hall. The door slammed shut behind her, trapping her in blackness. Her recorder captured her screams, spikes of terror in the audio-visual. But by the time the door was forced open the next day, Sara was gone. Only her recorder remained, the last whispers of the chilling broadcast still echoing from its speakers, and the nursery rhyme playing on a loop, now a sinister lullaby for the vanished.